So everybody knows what tafsir is. What is tafsir? It's an explanation of the Quran. Okay, this is a very simplistic understanding of tafsir. Tafsir is not really that. Okay, so what is tafsir? So let's look at one ayah, for example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ الْحُسْنَى, and speak nicely to people. This is a commandment. What do mufassirun do? They look at the meanings of the words. They look at husna. How is this word used in the rest of the Quran? What does it mean? The Quran explains the Quran. You don't come to it from your brain. You come to Quran through the Quran, which automatically means what? If you need to really go into the Quran and understand it, you have to read the whole Quran first. You have to have a map of the Quran. Then you can go to the words. It's like, yes, I know that, for example, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. Sirat al-Mustaqim is described in many, many, many different places. So you have to know all that stuff to understand really what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills to mean when He says Sirat al-Mustaqim, as an example. And then we look at how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains the Quran. If we are fortunate enough to find an authentic hadith, there's very few of them that explain the Quran. What does this word mean? What does this word mean? And then how we understand how the Sahaba understood the Quran, and then their students and their students, how they understand the Quran. What do they understand from this ayah? What did they understand? What does this mean? What does this mean? So tafsir literature is not going to tell you except very technical stuff. Does it make sense? Also, tafsir looks at different recitation. Did you know that this ayah in the Quran is recited at least 3 different ways? It is وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حَسَنًا, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا with a maksura. So it's recited 3 different ways. Not only recited, it's written and pronounced 3 different ways. That Quran that is printed over there is just one recitation. There are many recitations, right? There's 10 authentic ones, and there's some other ones that are not as authentic, and there's some others which are unique narrations. They're all recorded. Scholars look at all of them because they open up the meaning of the Quran. So the tafsir, what it does is tells you the what and the how. For example, in the 3-layer cake, the why, the what, and the how, the tafsir tells you the what and the how, but it may not help you with the why. Especially, and why in the Quran, why in this surah, and why for you. Why is this ayah important to you? Tafsir will not tell you that. You are responsible for that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ أَقْفَالُهَا. Don't they do tadabbur of the Quran? Do they have locks on their heart? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking all of us, before you go to scholarship, read the Quran. What does it mean to you? Do the tadabbur of the Quran. So there's tafsir, which is very technical, understand? And there's tadabbur, which is not technical. وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. What does this ayah mean to me? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, speak nicely to people, speak to people well. What does this mean to me? Do I apply this in my life? You will ask, that's tadabbur. What is the significance of this in the daily life? Is this, how important is this to the deen, to the Islam? Do I live by this ayah? Do I see others live by this ayah? If they're not living by this ayah, how do I approach them to live by this ayah? What lessons can I extract from it? Which subject matter in the Quran, where does this ayah come? It is not even an ayah, it's just a phrase within a larger ayah. What is the significance of this phrase in this larger ayah? You guys understand? We are all of us are responsible to open up the Quran and ask these questions every time we read the Quran. This is called tadabbur. Everyone can do this. Can you enhance your tadabbur? Absolutely. You read the tafsir, and then gives you more ideas and more tools to do tadabbur. And it will help you think about areas you didn't think about. In order to understand the parables, we have to do both. Especially for parables. To understand the Quran, you should do both. But for parables, you absolutely need to do both. Now let's talk about Ayat an-Nur, inshallah.